So again, sir, now before I go in depth into each project and everything else, you don't, when you keep talking about this, it shows me the magnitude of the projects that have come in and the impact it is having on Chitradurga as an economy itself, and as a corollary to the direct benefit of the every individual, irrespective of what he studied. Is he farming, he is doing some engineering works or some other works, it is directly or indirectly touching him in one way or the other. In spite of all these things, where do you think wrong? Was the communication wrong to the eventual voters, that the voters not realize it? What went wrong? I mean,
many
why?
of these projects are mega projects. They are not created only for a next upcoming election. We focused on these things with the long-term interest of my constituency and also long-term interest of the country.
Was this message not communicated to the voters?
Well, it was very early days, and in the history, many times people say they don't do, and when we say we are going to do, there is always a skepticism. Always people will look at it in a disbelief. Oh, is it really? Is it really? Do we really need that? What is the use of this? What is the use of that? And is it going to be really possible at all or no? Many of these questions will be there. And unless you have a working and breathing system, it is very difficult for anyone to believe that it is being done. And many of these projects are mega projects, and their completion time is like 8 years, 10 years time frame. It is not ready for your next election.
So the reason I ask you is because, sir, why will another politician do this, a long-term project, if he knows after doing a long-term project, it is not going to benefit me in any which way?
As I told you, I focused on these things because number one, I was in opposition. There is nothing else I could do other than focusing on long-term things and getting our land availability as one of the biggest asset and using our state government's blessings in getting these mega projects done. So these are the combination. More importantly, we have to do what is really needed by the people, not just what is popular among the people.
So you are saying you have no regrets?
As I told you before, if our party was not split,
you would have still understood it.
Correct. And so, those are all bigger events, and I had very little control over it.
So irrespective of the people really recognized your efforts or not, you help them, and that's where it ends. You are not bothered about the results coming out of it.
No, results in terms of project, yes. We need the results.
Individual results.
In terms of voting and the immediate election, it was there, because in the first election we got 3,35,000 votes. In second election we got 3,31,000 votes.
No, I personally feel then that's a loss for any normal voting populace to lose a leader who thinks the way you do, not because I am interviewing you or whatever, because the kind of thought process you are espousing right now, saying that I am just going to bring in big projects which will help my constituents in the long term, irrespective of looking at immediate electoral benefits. Now, if our electoral populace loses such leaders in spite of putting in the effort, in spite of doing what they do, I think it's a big loss to the political establishment and to the country itself, rather than anything else.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, we have to be respectful for the outcomes as well. So we can't, in a political system, like in many other things, you should be ready for all types of outcomes.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
The history has seen great leaders, and we have to receive the success and failures with open arms, with a lot more dignity and humility.
Absolutely. So now, we have been working with a lot of social organizations and welfare teams in Chitradurga. We have been there on the ground, we have been checking out, we do a lot of social work in whatever we can in our side.
Since how long?
For close to about 10 years now, but intermittently, not regularly, because we have our own set of things to take care of. So we are social workers by choice sometimes, not by compulsion. So we help whenever we can. The reason why I brought that up is very simple. So when we talk to these people there, when we interact with people there, one important thing that came out to me was, there's a general opinion that they need young people in politics, people who are intelligent, who can understand the problems, can find out solutions, can resonate with the local people. And more importantly, for all these things to happen, they were always asking or talking about having a local individual of Chitradurga itself to represent their local as a leader, number one. Now, if I go back to history and check out, I was doing a little bit of research. If you look at the previous MPs like Mr. Narayan Swamy, there was one more person, if I am not wrong, I've forgotten his name. So, 2-3 MPs we spoke about, all of them were, though for elected from Chitradurga, were not a localite of Chitradurga. So, the biggest thing which we felt in Chitradurga on the ground when we were, again, this we're telling not because we've heard something, which is something which we felt ourselves through our own set of people, is that they need a localite who's intelligent, who's young, who's dynamic, who's passionate, and who wants to do something for the constituency. And just like you said, BJP won for the first time from Chitradurga by putting a local, which is a person like you, in that particular constituency. What do you have to say about these things? I mean, is that expectation of the people that we felt genuine? Is it right, or what do you have to say about it?
What is wrong in local people representing themselves?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah,
and especially when there are capable and proven people are there, I think parties should give preference to the local people. Otherwise, where would the locals go to represent themselves? Why should, if I could broaden it, why should British rule us still, right?
Yeah.
We don't need. We are capable of taking care of ourselves. And Chitradurga needs to be respected. Like every constituency, Chitradurga also has its own respect, isn't it?
Yeah.
And why it should be thought or understood or determined that Chitradurga is incapable of governing itself, and we need people from outside to rule or represent Chitradurga's interests. Right? No, I have a lot of respect for everyone who is elected. Elected is elected, and he needs to be respected. But if there are alternatives and possibilities, I think the parties should consider local candidacy.
Now, I hope the people in power look at the right set of background, the kind of person you are, the kind of work you've done, and the real interest, irrespective of the caste and the various conundrums that we talk about in Indian politics today, for people who have genuinely done some work and want to bring this thing. So, you've already answered my question any which ways, but if given a chance, and the fact that the people in Chitradurga want to support you back, you would be keen to contest back, is what I am assuming.
Yeah, as I said, correct. The answer is yes. If the party, whatever party decides to do and how it wants to take my, assert my responsibilities for me, I will be very happy to.
I just hope the people who are watching realize what they are talking, and they understand the entire.
It is up to the party. We are in a party system, and I have respect for my party, and which gave me the option to become MP in the first place. And I am deeply respectful for my leaders and the party itself for having done such decisions before. And I hope they are cognizant of the factors what you just mentioned. And if the opportunity is given, I will make sure that I bring respect to such decisions.
Amazing, sir. I am really happy. We pray and wish that comes to be. It was an honor and a privilege and a real fun, to be very frank, if I put it that way, to spend so much time and understand and give our viewers a perspective about what a real politician can be, and how normal people can grow up to be the person that you have been, and kind of how can they contribute to the society. And before we end the interview, I can only expect our viewers to have a look at the entire interview, understand what you've done, what your contributions to the society, to the constituency as a whole, and the political system as a whole, and the powers to be give us an opportunity to see you back in the position that you always love to be, where you can help people with a lot of zeal and energy. And at the same time, I genuinely believe that you deserve to be where you have to be. And we want to end this interview again thanking you for making time out to come here, and hope to see you in 2024 as a winning candidate. Thank you
so much. you.